translator. Hi. Voy a contextualizar un poco.
So he's going to contextualize a little bit Venezuela to begin with.
Venezuela, un país de Sudamérica.
So Venezuela's in South America.
Un señor llamado Colón llegó a Sudamérica en 1492.
So Christopher Columbus arrived in Latin America in 1492, or discovered, depending on where you're from.
Luego Simón Bolívar en 1830 liberó a Venezuela.
So Simón Bolívar liberated Venezuela in 1830.
En 1958 inicia la era democrática en Venezuela.
In 1948, in Venezuela there was kind of a new democratic period.
Y en 1999 inicia una nueva era política en Venezuela.
And in 1999 there was a new political era in Venezuela.
En esta nueva era se marca muchas transformaciones de las cuales este proceso hace parte.
So in this new political era, there was kind of like a new emergence of projects, and the one that he's going to talk about emerged during this new political era.
Muchas luchas inician de las mujeres, de los indígenas, de los negros, de los jóvenes.
So there was opening up a political space which involved kind of a struggle for rights amongst women, indigenous groups, young people, and minority groups, predominantly black groups.
Inicia la posibilidad de un momento en que podemos, todos estos movimientos, aterrizar y concretar nuestros sueños.
So this new political era gave rise to the possibility of creating a new space where these groups could kind of develop and realize their dreams and their ambitions.
Inicia el trabajo, inicia el esfuerzo, inicia la lucha.
So they initiated work, the struggle.
The fight.
The struggle or the fight, yeah.
Suelta la DJ.
So we're going to watch a little video.
Tiuna el Fuerte space, cultural space.
So this is a video about Tiuna el Fuerte, the cultural space in Caracas.
Iniciamos reivindicando desde un movimiento cultural, luchando en las calles para abrir espacios para los jóvenes.
So throughout they took to the streets to use to create new spaces for young people in the streets. So this was about reclaiming streets as a cultural space.
Espacios, hablo de espacios como las calles, las plazas, pero también espacios físicos, toma de espacios físicos.
So it wasn't only the streets and the squares, it was also physical spaces and buildings that they kind of took over with culture.
Momentos de mucha convulsión en nuestro país, momentos de mucha lucha en nuestro país, nosotros también nos conectamos a esa lucha, en esa convulsión para luchar por estas luchas de espacios culturales.
So they joined together with lots of other movements and kind of provoked this new idea of culture and space.
En estas luchas en las calles, nosotros nos sumergimos lo más profundo de nuestros barrios, de donde venimos.
So this kind of development of culture in the streets really took right to the hearts of barrios, so areas that are not normally places that are that people go to, or where there's lots of cultural activity.
Empezamos a trabajar con los jóvenes de los barrios, con los jóvenes que están conectados a la violencia y jóvenes que tienen mucho que ver, con las cárceles.
So they started to work with young people in the streets and in these barrios, normally young people that had limited options in life and were their main option really was to be involved in violence, and also they worked with young people in prisons.
Resultado de toda esta era pasada, donde fue la violencia, se transformó, la violencia que se implementó en los barrios también se transformó en violencia y generó muchos de los jóvenes de los barrios terminaran en las cárceles.
So the normalization of violence, or this circle of violence in these barrios, in these areas, resulted in lots of young people going to jail.
Sin oportunidades, sin posibilidades.
Because there was a limited lack of opportunity, so violence and being involved in gangs became one of the only options for life.
La idea que en esta era es crear posibilidades, crear oportunidades para la gente más humilde hasta la gente que tenga mayor posibilidad.
So it's about kind of democratizing opportunity. So from the people who had the most limited opportunities, giving them new options, new possibilities, but also engaging with people who perhaps were the most privileged in society as well.
posibilidades construidas por los mismos jóvenes de los barrios para los mismos jóvenes de los barrios.
So it's about constructing or reimagining this space made for these young people, but also by these young people.
Nosotros venimos de ahí, somos de ahí, no venimos de afuera, venimos de adentro del barrio.
So yeah, it was about people from that particular barrio working together to recreate or have a new definition of space and art in that particular barrio. So they're not coming from other areas. These are not kind of like NGOs. These are people from this place working for the people of that place.
Bueno, transmitiendo transformación y comunicando desde nuevas estéticas y nuevas éticas desde los barrios.
So it's about, again, changing perceptions of these barrios. So again, there's a lot of stigma attached to them. So it's about transforming the aesthetics of these areas. So maybe challenging the perception of violence and of these places being known as violent places where maybe people are afraid to go on the streets.
Usando el arte como una herramienta de comunicación y transformación.
Using art as a tool for communication and transformation.
Moviendo los circuitos culturales convencionales hacia las zonas populares.
So maybe changing this idea of culture maybe being kind of elitist and moving it into these kind of working class or very disadvantaged areas.
Utilizando el arte para que los jóvenes hablaran de nuevos discursos, nuevas problemáticas, sus problemáticas.
So enabling young people to talk about things that affect them through art, so enabling them to determine the agenda of discussions.
Juntándolos y conectándolos a través de actividades formativas también.
So bringing people together and also educating them through this open school initiative.
Pensando la escuela como un espacio horizontal de intercambio de conocimiento, no como la escuela formal.
So again, challenging the idea of kind of formal education. This the open school is kind of a more horizontal, a more democratic process of knowledge exchange and learning.
Dirigiendo este conocimiento a crear espacios productivos o proyectos productivos que generen luego economías.
So it's about using knowledge, exchanging knowledge, sharing knowledge, and trying to find kind of alternative economic models for young people.
Espacios de posibilidad de trabajo para los jóvenes.
So kind of promoting this idea of new spaces for employment or economic opportunities for these young people in these barrios.
Con posibilidades de participación fuerte dentro de la economía cultural del país.
So enabling them to carve a space within the creative economy in Venezuela, so having a strong presence in the sector.
Este proceso y este conocimiento lo transformamos también en libros.
So this resulted in the production of some books as well.
Libros, como de filosofía o de académicos, pero también hicimos resúmenes y libros como ABC de las herramientas de cómo nosotros nos organizamos.
Okay, so a range of books touching on philosophy, kind of more academic books, but also more practical books, sort of a how-to guide to conduct projects or undertake cultural initiatives.
Para facilitar los procesos de organización de otros colectivos y de otras experiencias.
So this is about sharing knowledge with other collectives and therefore strengthening the cultural sector.
Procesos de comunicación.
So these are some examples of the books.
Cómo organizarse como colectivo.
It's how to organize yourself as a collective.
Cómo organizar talleres, escuelas.
How to organize workshops and kind of training programs.
Cómo llevar sus sueños a proyectos.
How to kind of realize your project ambitions.
Y en la investigación de la comunicación nos dimos cuenta que estas herramientas, la idea era como comunicar procesos y llegamos de avanzar un poco más y facilitar la comunicación y hicimos un TV show juvenil.
Okay, so they also work on kind of community communications projects. So this one we're looking at here is a TV program for young people, and all the people you see here are not actors, they're not professional actors, they're young people from the barrio.
Los mismos jóvenes hicieron los guiones y los actores son los mismos jóvenes del barrio.
So the young people wrote the script and they also acted in the production.
Contando sus historias y contando sus realidades.
So talking about their experiences and their realities.
Pero a la vez muchos se transformaron en actores, guionistas, fotógrafos y cineastas.
So through this process, a lot of the young people became script writers, photographers, and they work in production as well now. So it also professionalized what they did or gave them another outlook on culture.
También bueno, en la lucha de los espacios empezamos a generar un espacio cultural ya en un espacio geográfico.
So in this struggle to kind of appropriate space for culture, they designed this cultural park in a barrio in Caracas.
Haciendo una propuesta de política de ciudad, de la ciudad.
So this was kind of trying to develop a policy for the city, so a creative policy for the city.
Generar espacios para la gente, construidos desde la gente para la gente.
So creating a space made by the people and for the people.
Es un parque cultural construido con contenedores industriales reciclados.
So the park was made using kind of recycled industrial materials. You can probably see the shipping containers there.
Donde se desarrollan todas estas actividades que antes les he contado.
So this is where all the activities that Piki has talked about before, this is where they take place.
Poco a poco este espacio ha ido generando una economía a su alrededor.
So this space has gradually begun to kind of generate revenue for the organization.
Donde se producen textiles, diseño, música, conocimiento.
So the kind of revenue is generated through kind of design and clothing, knowledge, music, dance, festivals.
La idea es generar nuevos tipos de vida, nuevos espacios, nuevas formas de vivir la vida.
So new ways of living life, of generating new spaces.
Estamos en este momento, es un espacio muy grande y estamos en este momento en la construcción de la sostenibilidad y la sustentabilidad de este espacio.
So that now they're looking at finding new ways of sustaining the space and also self-sustaining the space.
De este espacio y del movimiento, en este momento en Venezuela se están generando ocho espacios más de este tipo.
So they're in the process of constructing 8 new spaces like this one.
Y la idea es que hayan circuitos productivos y circuitos económicos rutas alrededor de estos espacios y de otros espacios.
So it's about generating kind of resource and knowledge and economic opportunities through this network of spaces.
Utilizamos la fiesta como un espacio de transformación y de organización.
So they use kind of big parties as a way of transforming or also organizing their collective.
Para poder desarrollar un festival tienes que tener disciplina, tienes que tener horarios, tienes que trabajar mucho.
So to kind of produce an event like this, you need to be very disciplined, you need to work hard, you need to stick to timetables. So it's about giving people experience in this kind of work.
Y usamos los festivales y las fiestas como una escuela o como espacios de formación para la profesionalización en estas áreas.
So these festivals are kind of a channel to professionalize young people, giving them first-hand experience of creative industries or creative activity to professionalize.
Entonces, estaríamos hablando de lucha, transformación, organización, trabajo, economía y la producción de un nuevo modo de vida.
So it's about developing a new way of life. It's about transformation. It's about new alternative economic opportunities for young people.
Bueno, agradecemos por la invitación.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you. Thank you.